white playwright, their proud presentation of the legends of Wildomar, the tall tales of how Wildomar got its name. Take a moment, please, to locate your emergency exits that's closest to you, in case you want to run fast. We do have actors going up and down that aisle, so please make sure those aisles are clear. Please, at this moment, if you'd silence your cell phones, but we do encourage you to take pictures or videos if you'd like. Please, no flash photography though. So sit back and relax while you enjoy the tall tales of how Wildomar got its name.
My public. I'm your host tonight, Parker Wayne, beloved historical character of southern Wildomar Valley. And what's that, Jim? What am I beloved for? Well, I'm glad you asked, because just like the Kardashians, I'm beloved for being beloved. And I hope by the end of the evening, y'all will beloved me too. Because I beloved being beloved. Sir, is it casual tonight? I didn't get that email. Damn, I had to rent this bus. Oh, well, go on with it. Well, about 143 years ago, when the telephone was invented, yep, the ancestor of that little thing you have in your pocket. No, not that thing. Yeah, your cell phone. Back then, Wildomar came to be known as a fine place to start a family, build a home, and raise crops. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad connected Wildomar to places as far away as Kansas City, Missouri, and as exotic as Hemet. Now, there's a lot of controversy about how the town came to get named. And there is a logical explanation. But where's the fun in that? Come along for a little creative journey and set aside the reality of the moment. Join us for a genuine adventure. Mixing fact and fiction, each tale will have you wondering, could this story be true? Now, our first story took place just the other day of Lake Elsinore. A family of 3 was enjoying an outing when they were about to get the surprise of their life.
Let me see if you pull that back. That's bad.
Yes. We need some bandages.
Hey, Gladys, it was big and huge.
Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?
You're not dying. You're just
lake. Okay, we need bandages. Go to the car and get some bandages. Never mind, we'll never find them.
We're reading about Elsie, the Elsinore Lake monster.
We don't, Daddy's only kidding. You're kidding, right? Daddy's not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. It was first sighted in 1884.
We don't need a history lesson. I found a bandage. We don't need a history lesson.
Okay, but we have to report this to the park ranger.
We need to get out of here before that monster comes out of the lake. Okay, we need to get out of here.
Can I help you folks?
You sure can. You sure can.
Where you all from?
Wildomar.
Are you sure it was a monster?
It definitely clawed our daughter.
Something in that lake clawed our daughter.
Well, since you're from Wildomar, I guess you heard the tales about Elsie the sea serpent or whatever, but I don't believe their claims.
Well, believe this. Show him. Look.
What am I supposed to see?
Look. Show me. Look. Look.
Oh, it looks like you caught your leg on a log or something. Nobody's seen that wild old monster since 1992.
Wild
old monster?
Holy moly! What's a wild old monster?
Well, many years ago, 1884 to be exact, someone claimed they saw Elsie the serpent or whatever it was.
See? I told you, I read about that.
In 1934, C.B. Greenstreet claimed he saw it. He said it was 100 feet long, but I wondered, was he living in one of those chicken houses? You know, the tippling house is where illegal alcohol was consumed in Elsinore. But no one has seen that wild old monster since 1982.
Well, that has nothing to do. The tippling house has nothing to do with our daughter and what happened to her.
Well, I would have almost believed them, but in 54, there was a drought, and that lake went completely dry.
Completely dry?
Yes, and you could have walked across that drive to the Lakeshore Drive, down the Grand Avenue, like walking across the desert.
Dry as the desert?
Yes, and when it was dry, there was no monster flopping about, gasping for air.
Where did she go?
Well, some say she was an amphibious creature. She swam back up the San Jacinto River to Canyon Lake.
Canyon Lake? Well, maybe she's still there, or maybe she came back.
Or maybe she wandered into a cave to wait until the lake filled up again.
That's crazy. Something clawed our daughter.
I'm inclined to believe that it wasn't Elsie, wild old Martian.
Wild old Martian? What's a wild old Martian? Who is a wild old Martian?
Well, back in Elsinore, there's many tales of UFOs and ghost stories.
That still doesn't explain wild old Martian.
See, I believe that one of those UFOs picked Elsie up right out of that lake bed.
A spaceship?
A spaceship?
The UFO was manned by Martians. When they picked Elsie up, they tried to brainwash her, tried to convince her that she's better off as one of them. But Elsie wasn't having none of that. So she fought them. So they dumped her. But by then, she was half swamp creature, half Martian.
Then what?
Well, when they dumped her, she was right down there on Earth. They dumped her right there by the old Pollo Loco in a yellow basket. You know about the Rite Aid, by next to Clinton Key?
Serious? Then what?
Well, she was crazy. She was all green and slimy. And she had antennas growing out of her head. And she ran around going, nanu, 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 nanu.
Was she dangerous?
Well, the locals said she was crazy. She scratched at their doors, asking for Mars bars, moon pies, and Milky Ways. So the locals started calling her Old Wild Martian, then Wild Old Martian. Then they put the three together and started calling her Old Wildomar.
Wildomar? Wow.
Yep, Wildomar. And when she looked down, she was down there, and it was like, well, she was there going like, how you doing? I want this.
Well, what happened to him or her?
Since 1992, no one has seen her. No one knows this. But by then, the name stuck. And on July 1st, 2008, the town got its official name of Wildomar.
Claude, our daughter.
Let's have a look at that wound again. Just as I thought, there's no monster in that Elsinore. Go back to Wildomar.
But there's gashes there, did you
That was quite the monster, wasn't it, folks? I gotta say though, with that fishnet and the mask, I think it was more sexy than scary. But I'll tell you, that lady scares me whether there's a monster in it or not. And it smells like UFO fuel indeed. But we have a song for you about this legend.
Petrified. Oh dear, how see you scared fishermen. Until today your tale is told, the story never ends. She crept and crawled and slithered to the lake of Elsinore. Where she crawled, she swam, could not be ignored. Until the lake went dry. There was no Miss Elsie, just a UFO up high. Oh dear Elsie, you scared the fishermen. Until today your tale is told, the story never ends. Oh dear
Elsie, you scared the
fishermen. Until the ends rejected her, the doctor to the ground. Keith and Wildomar, she made an awful sound. Oh, her name was Martian, and later it was changed. Although Martian sounded good, the letters rearranged. Oh dear Elsie, you scared the fishermen. Until today your tale is told, the story never ends. Oh dear Elsie, you scared the fishermen. Until today your tale is told, the story never ends. So July 1st, 2008, the city took her name. Oh Wildomar, oh Wildomar, we're out to bring you fame. We're out to bring you fame.
I hope you like that song just a little more. Anyway, how many of you believe that story about the slimy monster alien, Martian? Anybody? If you do, see me after the play. I got a bridge I want to sell. But we've got 3 more tales for you to choose from to see what the right one is. How Wildomar got his name. And this one, the next tale, is about Fred and Hildegard Romer's son, Watt. Back in 1866, the night he was born, there was a terrible storm. Wind and lightning and a heavy downpour. Might be why they called him Wild. Well, he was such a cute little fella. Sitting there, his eyes looking around, taking things in. Bless his heart. Well, those twinkling eyes of his never failed to observe. His eyes were they were piercing. It was like a sixth sense. And he could see the foxes heading for the hen house before anyone else noticed a thing. Those eyes were so good, he taught himself to lasso by roping little mice and other varmints. Really, I was there. So, with all that, he wasn't a dummy, because he had to drop out of school in the 4th grade. But those eyes of his observed everything. Now, he had a reputation down at the general store where the ladies whispered about his being a good-looking boy and a smart fella, too. And at cold nights, folks would sit around the stove and listen to Wild telling his famous fish stories about how he caught the biggest fish in the Kansas River. I heard those stories so many times, and every time the fish got bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I remember him showing me his prize blue ribbons at the county fair for growing giant pumpkins. Oh, his face just glowed when he hooted and hollered about winning those ribbons. Yahoo! Yippee! Did a little jack dance. I don't do it. Anyway, that look of pride, I remember that. It just glowed like the sun on the 4th of July. But suddenly, in 1886, that sun went out. He left, just like that. His heart hankered to take his dreams out west. He had a wandering eye that begged for adventure. And he heard those stories about the gold rush in California. So one day he just said goodbye to his mom and pa, and boarded the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. Next thing we heard, he was panning for gold out by Julian. That's not far from the place that would become Wildomar. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did name the town after Fred and Hildegard Romer's son, Wise. Maybe, huh? Well, we can dream.
Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, James. Here's your money. Keep up the good work, buddy. Oh no, not you again. You. I'm getting tired of weighing your fool's gold and your bags of dirt. Maybe you should start thinking about going back home, boy. Find you a pretty little miss and settle down on that farm with your daddy. Didn't you say you were from a farm?
Why, yes, sir. And a mighty fine place it is, but not as nice as the place where I got off the train.
Where might that be?
So, just dust, huh?
You were going to tell me about a place.
Oh, not too far from here, about 60 miles, where the Santa Rosas meet the Elsinore Mountains. It's at the tail end of a giant lake. Man, is it heaven? Oh, you should see the poppies.
Ooh. You know, I kind of like it here. Did you have my wife's apple pie? She put Julian on the map with her.
No, sir. My mom always made pie with peaches.
My wife makes the best apple pie in the world, and you're welcome to come by this evening and have a piece. Come on by.
Mr. Baker, that wouldn't be right. I'm all dusty from camping by the creek and panning all day, and I'm sure your wife's pie is wonderful, but I've got heart attack. So, what do we got here? Is there not even gold dust
Well, I
today?
tell you what, Wild. You got some sizable nuggets here. These rocks weigh close to 50 ounces. That's about 3 pounds. Now, this is real stuff. Telling the truth, this is the largest find I've ever seen. Congratulations!
Oh,
Now, I don't have enough cash on hand to pay you. I'm going to give you a note, and you can scoot on down to San Diego and cash it.
Oh, Shaw, really? It's genuine?
You're rich, boy. You struck gold. Woo. Now, I don't want you to tell anybody, but I want you to go down and get your money, and then I want you to go back to that pretty little place you were telling me about, La Laguna. I understand they got some good fish in there. And looks like months have paid off for you for buying it. So,
Oh, fishing. I love fishing. Oh, Mr. Banker, I'm gonna build me the finest house you ever did see. It'll have big trees out front filled with sparrows and finches and wrens and I'll build a porch all the way around it, and I'll put nice wicker furniture on that porch with and comfortable pillows on that furniture for watching the sunset, and I'll have a barn for horses, and I'll make a picket fence for growing flowers and vegetables just like my daddy did back home. And then I'll marry a girl as pretty as Mama, and we'll have adorable children who grow up to be teachers or doctors, and they'll help everyone around. Oh my goodness, by gum,
Tippling houses are not just a myth. Well, Wild cashed his gold nugget, took it to San Diego, got his money, went back to that place called Lake Laguna, and settled a town with the money. In fact, he built a lot of that town with his own hands. That's right. He even had time to find and woo the beautiful Miss Vicky. And they got married and had 4 kids. They all worked on the farm. And he took some of that money and set it aside and invested it in real estate and even in the first hotel. Then he got really busy. He helped start the first newspaper in the area and even dabbled in politics. I advise him against that. Anyway, after all that, he kind of got caught up in the hustle for success and the competition to get more. And he lost sight of his original goal, which was a good life for his family and him. So he started to feel lost. And eventually, that old Roman nature started to itch. So 20 years later, he found himself in a cantina in Temecula. And he had to scratch that itch. So he started to get other ideas.
May I bring you something else?
What's your name, pretty one?
Mi nombre es Rosa.
Rosa. Do you ever feel like the wind calls your name?
Excuse me?
Dream, Rosa. Listen to the rustling of the leaves in the giant oak trees. Let the sound of tomorrow take you wherever you want to go.
No, Mr. Wilde. I'm only a poor woman. I have big dreams, but I cannot go.
But why, Rosa? You're young and you're beautiful. The entire world is yours. Don't let anyone pin you down.
Mi madre, mi padre, they love America. They bring me here. I help with everything.
Well, your parents have the right idea. This is the best place in the world. Why aren't you happy? Look at you. You're young and you're free. Unlike me, I practically built an entire village, married a proper woman, raised beautiful children, grew crops, invested in a hotel. Heck, I even helped start a newspaper called The Transcript. Now they want to make me mayor. Heck, people north of here think we're just a rural outpost. Well, I don't want to be mayor. I want to be free like you, Rosa. We're supposed to be free here in the United States.
I am not free. I am like the goats on your farm. I dream of being free, going back to my homeland, to my abuelos. I mean my grandparents.
Look, I'm waiting here for my horseshoes, and then I have to go buy hay, and then gotta go meet with my son's teacher. And gosh darn it, there's so many things to do, and I just got heck. Well, I'm not going to go meet with her. She thinks that my son has to go to some proper college in order to be a big success, but I've had enough. And my doll-faced Annie, she already has a fellow who wants to marry her, so what do they need me for? case you're wondering, my missus died in childbirth.
Oh.
My sisters and mother helped raise my youngins. So everywhere you turn, there's meddling aunts and grandparents, and we got hired hands feeding all the animals and milking the cows, and the whole ranch is as busy as a beehive. Talk about a lack of freedom. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. What do you mean?
I'm saying that didn't make me wild for nothing.
Mr. Wild, you're a famous man. You're the great Wildomar. I'm only...
Not Wildomar, but Romer. Now there's places to see, and I plan on seeing them. But enough about that. Let me help you. I want to know about your dreams, Rosa.
Well, my dreams are not only to go back to my homeland, but to open up a seafood restaurant in Acapulco someday.
It is? Well, I guess we're off to Acapulco.
Somewhere off of Central and Palomar, in pastoral, rustic, beautiful Wildomar, a tall, handsome stranger from far away stepped down from a westbound steam engine powered train. How did he know where he would find his fame? How did he know he'd live to his name? From that moment, nothing was ever the same. How did we know his soul would never be tamed? They called him Wild Romer, a gentle, charming loner. They begged him to stay, but it wasn't his way, longing to hit the road. One day, we met my lovely señorita. Saddle his Rome, last anyone known, was in Rosa Rosa from home. How did he know where he would find his fame? How did he know he'd live up to his name? From that moment, nothing was ever the same. How did he know his soul could never be tamed?
What a voice, eh, folks? Really? Anyway, that boy, Wild Romer, he ended up having Roman in his veins, just like his name. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did name the town after him. How many of y'all think that's the real story of how Wildomar got its name? You're afraid to raise your hand now. There's one, there's two, all right. Any more? Going once, going twice. All right. Anyway, Wildomar has a history of ranching and agriculture. And there are a lot of names swirling about, or stories about the name, how it came to be. And that may be what keeps the wild in Wildomar. We know it's a wild town, right? Anyway, a lot of people say that the name came because of a ranch owned by Cowboy Bill in the late 1800s. Now, Cowboy Bill raised the biggest cattle in the area. And to a cow, size matters. So his secret was he would let them out early in the morning to graze and then take them to a safer pasture at night. But he couldn't do it alone. He had a wonder horse named Wildomar. Wildomar, you have to echo what he's saying. She was the best cow horse ever. So smart was she that she became a legend.
I'm looking for my Wildomar. It's time to run the cow. I need to saddle her up.
Don't you keep her in?
Oh no, she's my wild Mustang. I caught her in the desert. So to make her keep her happy, I let her run loose.
Oh. But don't you think if you kept her in a pen, she'd be easier to catch?
Absolutely not. And break her spirit? To keep her happy, I'll let her have her way.
Typical of a diva. Always getting her way.
What?
Never mind. I'll help you here if you give me some of your cactus juice.
Cactus juice? Do you think I have time to get cactus juice? Do you think I have time about to get that prickly pear patch and those prickly so prickly for me? Plus, it's your job to do it anyway.
I know, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
Enough. Let's stop looking for her. You go that way, and I'll go this way. And start calling her name. Wildomar!
Wildomar! Wildomar!
Wildomar!
Wildomar! Wildomar!
All right. I got my lasso. I'm going to rope her. You got yours?
I do.
Let's go out.
You stay there, and I'll come over here, and we'll catch her.
Wildomar, you get back here!
Wildomar, you behave now. If you ever want to see another bucket of oats again, you better get over here.
Don't you go threatening my Wildomar about no oats. She can have all the oats she wants. All the oats she wants when she brings the cow home.
Where'd she go? You think maybe she's went to round up the cattle?
I doubt it.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Melly, can't you see we're all tied up?
Yeah, you look pretty silly. But I have some urgent news.
What's your urgent news?
The cattle, they're all gone.
How do you know?
The foreman Pete, he told me. He said they've just disappeared.
If only Wildomar that done her job, brought the cattle, we got the cattle back.
You look so silly.
Lily, can you untie us?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
This is all Wildomar's fault.
Okay, just step out.
All Wildomar had to do was round up the cattle and bring them home.
Yeah. Oh, this is so funny. Well, we can just go ahead and call Wildomar.
That's it. You get to hauling for her. We're gonna go out there and bring Wildomar back. So you guys go that way, and I go this way. Start calling her name.
Wildomar!
Wildomar!
Come on, folks, somebody.
Wildomar! Wildomar!
She's nowhere to be found. Wildomar, you're back. The cattle are gone. You're my best cow horse, and only you can bring them back. So when you do it, girl, oh, good job. Let's get your saddle on. All right, Wildomar, you go get it. Wildomar, you have bring my great cow horse. You brought the cattle back. You're the best cow horse that we ever had. We need to do something special for her.
Yes, we do.
So I know the town recorder's coming by later to help figure out the name of our town. Maybe we should name it after Wildomar.
That's a great idea.
That's it. We're gonna name the town Wildomar. Here comes the town recorder now.
How do you feel?
How you doing, town recorder?
Have you decided on what to call the town?
Yes, we're gonna call the town Wildomar.
What? Wildomar?
No, Wildomar.
Wildomar.
No, Wildomar.
Oh, Wildomar.
Ah, close enough.
Wildomar, that's our name.
Wasn't that an extra special ballet dancing?
Yeah.
I think that's the only horse that's been in the Bolshoi Ballet School in all of Riverside County. But we have a song to celebrate her too. Cattle lived upon the land for years. Cowboy Bill and Edgar only broke their fears. Wildomar, she fooled them all when she heard the cattle call. Down in Spiny Woodland made her leave her stall. In the gates the king played with Bill and Ed. With the cattle gone, we all were so misled. horse? Yeah. Well, the cowboys in the area say it's true. And ranchers, some of them still claim they can hear Cowboy Bill calling. Say it with me. Wild and there, wild and there. Good. But what would all these stories be without a juicy love triangle? Yeah. There's a rumor that Wildomar was named after a love triangle between Wilhelmina, Dolan, and Marcus. Now, the legend says it has to do with some big tree. I don't know about that, but if that tree could talk, I wonder what it would tell us. Maybe we should take a listen and hear what the tree has to say.
Hi, Wilhelmina.
Hey, Marcus.
Who loves you?
That's a secret.
I like secrets.
Well, it's my secret. You can't know it.
Maybe your secret has got to do with me.
I doubt it.
Well, didn't you know it's not polite to keep secrets?
No.
Well, your mama should have told you it's not polite to keep secrets.
Well, your mama should have told you not to ask you girls about their secrets.
Marcus, it's Wilhelmina.
Oh, hey, darling.
What? But this is the you have here, the Dolan.
Just bringing hay for the horses.
Oh, darling, don't mind Marcus. You can bring it anytime.
Hi, your pa told me to bring it.
I just told Mr. Weller that I'd bring it.
Well, I guess he wanted me to deliver it.
Well, you got a lot of nerve bringing your hay over here to the Dolan.
Some hay is just better than others. Oh, I
Well-
guess my hay's better.
Well, I just don't have time for this.
Oh, don't mind him. He gets easily riled up. In fact, he was upset with me before you even showed up.
I don't think Marcus could ever be mad at you.
You showing up here, saving me. I suppose that makes you my hero.
Nah, I just bring hay. That's all, but you might think of me as a hero. That's okay.
Mr. Weller, that varmint, the Dolan, is over there carrying on with Miss Wilhelmina.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about my girl Willie. She knows how to handle herself. Besides, Dolan's a good man.
Well, I don't trust him. I think he's sweet on her.
Marcus, have you been, what are you doing? I mean, have you been struck by Cupid or shot?
No, I haven't been shot.
Well, you know, Cupid, that little cherub that shoots arrows and people fall in love.
Yeah, the little guy that shoots arrows at people. Who hasn't heard of him?
Yeah, right. Well, go find Willie and bring her back over here. I need to talk to her about when my wheelbarrow's going to come in.
Yes, sir.
See, if we use the first three letters of our name, nobody will know whose initials they belong to.
You're so smart, Will. That's going to be my secret name for you, Will.
Only if I can call you Dog. But I have to tell you, my pa calls me Willie.
Yeah, I've heard him. Well, I'm still going to call you Will.
I haven't told anybody about it.
Well, I think it's about time we let others know.
So why don't you tell them?
Well, you know, We like each other.
What? That we like each other?
What else would you call it?
I thought it's called love.
That we love each other.
Whoa! That's a big word!
Maybe it's too big of a word for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Maybe it means I don't like you anymore.
But Will,
Don't call me Will anymore. For now, I'm Miss Wilhelmina to you. Huh?
but Will, I mean Miss Wilhelmina, come back here.
Miss Wilhelmina, your pa wants to talk to you. Miss Wilhelmina, your pa. What? Are they serious? Will plus Dole? How corny is that? Oh, they think they're so smart that I won't know that Will stands for Wilhelmina and the Dole stands for Dolan. Well, I'll show them. I'll take my trusty pocket knife and I'll cross out the Dole and put my initials. Hey, that's show 'em hot. Weller, my opposition as town reporter puts me in a predicament.
I understand, Jez, but I'm at a loss.
People are asking me about the future of this town. The surveyor needs a name to put on the map, so we need to come up with a name.
I know, otherwise it won't get on the map.
All right, so we need to come up with a name, and it has to be a unique one.
Let's see, how about sarsaparilla?
No, we can't name it after a drink.
Windy Ravine?
No, that sounds like we're in a ditch.
How about the name Marietta?
Oh, yeah. Oh, but wait, that one's taken. Miss Karen Robertson has dibs on that with her Historic Marietta Downtown Fellowship Tour.
For what?
Her Historic Downtown Marietta Walking Fellowship Tour.
What's that?
Well, here's a brochure.
I'll look at that later. Ah, jeez. How about a name like, how about Hammett?
Who would name a town Habit?
Okay, what do you think about the name Hollywood?
No, nobody would name a town that.
Ah, jeez. Something unique. Respectable. Now, what's this land over here? Wildomar?
Yeah, Wildomar. I like that. That sounds like a respectable name.
Yeah, well, hey, Willie and Dolan, guess what? We've come up with a name for our town. Welcome to Wildomar!
What do you think that was? A particularly believable story, would you say? Oh, there's a vote right there, a couple of votes. You guys are getting trained well, all right? Anyway, as you might guess, we have a song for this too. Town of Wildomar, named our town, our town of Wildomar, many long years. town Wildomar, many long years ago. Go Wilhelmina dear, Wilhelmina dear, Wilhelmina dear, go Wilhelmina dear, Marcus missed his chance. Though he loved the crown, he missed out on romance. Go Wilhelmina dear, Marcus missed his chance. Stolen wonder, very hard of hearts, very hard of hearts, very hard of hearts. Stolen wonder, very hard of hearts, in our precious town, in our precious town, in our precious town. Stolen wonder, very hard of hearts, in our precious town. Well, there you have it, folks. 4 legends. How many think that the first one, the swamp creature alien, was the origin of the name? Everybody laugh? Okay. No hands on that one. You don't want my grid. Oh, there's one. Okay. See you later. All right. The next one was Wild Romer. Who thinks that was the origin? How about Wildy Mare? There's one. Okay, Wildy Mare. Come on. You like that? You like that little tutu? I did too. Anyway, what about the last one? No. The juicy story won. You know, I wondered what happened to Marcus because he kind of lost out there. I think he ran off to Hemet and started a woman haters club. Yeah, I think that was true. Anyway, I got a confession that none of those stories is true. Surprise, huh? They're all just legends. They're hogwash. So you might wonder, what is the true story? How did the town get its name? Well, it was memorialized in a poem by Karen Robertson. Yes, the Karen Robertson of the famed historic downtown Murrieta Walking Fellowship Tour. That's right, and she's here tonight to recite it for us. So let's give her a hand. Come on up.
In 1880, a man named Heald looked down from Mount Baldy and spotted this field. His eyesight was stellar. It still gives me smiles, how he could see from 53 miles. It must have been springtime with poppies galore, 'cause seeing that far was definitely a chore. It was called La Laguna. What a romantic name. Lake Elsinore isn't quite the same. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe built a railroad from San Diego down our way, all the way to Barstow with stops along the way. California's Southern Railroad was not here to stay. Again and again it flooded out. The tracks were washed away. In 1935 they decided the train had had its day. Rancho La Laguna included our little town. $24,000 bought all the land around. Isn't that captivating? Heald brought in William Collier and Donald Graham as well. They partnered up a while, but later Heald would sell. William went by Will, and Donald added Doe. Donald's sister Margaret made the name you know. Will plus Doe plus Mar. 2 farmers and a female named this place for us, and now you know the tale. The railroad ceased in 35. Wildomar lost its fame. For 50 years, forgotten. It was quite a shame. Wait, it gets better. The newspaper called the Transcript kept the people informed. But when the freeway came, then the newcomers swarmed. Interstate 15 was completed in 87. Commuters thought they'd died and surely gone to heaven. Growth and prosperity has come to Wildomar. Now residents come daily from places afar.
And that's the real story. Listen, you know, we're lucky that the founders picked the name they did. Because think about it. We could have been named Domerwill, Wilmardo, or Marwildo. They picked the best combination of their names to come up with the name Wildomar. And to celebrate the city, as you might guess, we have a song. But this time we'd like you to stretch your legs, get up, and sing it with us. The words are right there in your program. And it's sung to the tune of The Happy One.
Lights, please.
They're known as the stage-like playwright, but I call them stage-fright playwright because I'm up here in this monkey suitcase that you got. Anyway, here they are. Our first entertainment, the Swamp Creature Evening Story. Was the Wild Roamer story. All right. And the next story was the initial. Oh, Wildomar. How could I forget Wildomar? With the initials in the tree. And you notice that some of our actors did double, triple duty up here. And now I'd like to introduce our director, Mary Lou Picola. That's it.